All right. Okay. Good morning, everyone. It's 11 o'clock. I'm Jesse Meckling, the Director of Education at the Center for Coastal Studies, located in Provincetown, Massachusetts. And this is Cool Marine Animals I Have Seen, Tuesday's edition. Today, we're going to be talking about an animal that I saw for the first time and only time because it lives in a very specific place in 2014. And that is the Galapagos Sea Lion. And just a comment about the presentations that I've been showing you. Most of the pictures of the presentations are mine. I try to include pictures that I have taken. If I have to use some other people's pictures, they're generally from Wikipedia, and from now on I will be putting it in that is from Wikipedia. All the pictures today in the presentation are pictures that I took when I was in the Galapagos of the Galapagos Sea Lion. And for some animals, I have enough pictures for presentations. For others, I may have seen them and may have a picture or two. So I'll have to be using other folks' images, but mostly from Wikipedia. So let's get to talking about the Galapagos Sea Lion. I'm going to pull up the presentation. Everyone can see that. So Galapagos sea lions are, of course, mammals. They are one of 6 species of sea lions in the world. They are pinnipeds, which includes seals, sea lions, and walruses. They are part of a group called the otarids, or eared seals, which differ from the true seals like the elephant seal that we talked about last week. Like many animals in the Galapagos archipelago, the Galapagos sea lion is endemic species that inhabits the group of the Galapagos Islands, group of 21 islands and over 100 rocks and islets, and very few other places. You can see here the range around the Galapagos Islands. There is a small breeding colony on an island off the coast of Ecuador, and they have been found as far north as around Colombia, and even reports of them in the Cocos Islands off of Costa Rica. But their range is quite small compared to the California sea lion. You see there also that ranges down to Central America up to Canada. And then the Japanese sea lion, which is on the Western Pacific there, which also has a larger range. Sea lions are, as I said, are eared seals, and one of the things that makes them different from true seals, apart from having external ear flaps, is their front and hind flippers. As you see here from this sea lion, it's able to, I would say, quote unquote, stand. Unlike a true seal, which sort of belly flops along, this one can get up on its front flippers and actually walk quite quickly. In fact, this sea lion that I saw walked quite quickly over to me, and so much so that I had to move back very fast as it came quite quickly over to me, because it was quite curious, as they are. These sea lions are incredibly inquisitive and playful animals, particularly in the water. They're very fast when they move in the water, and acrobatic swimmers. They will swim around you, and they're not disturbed by humans in the Galapagos. If anyone has ever been out there and seen them, they know that the sea lions, and as you can tell from my pictures, are located absolutely everywhere. You can find them on some of the populated islands. Galapagos sea lions, I keep wanting to say California. Galapagos sea lions are slightly smaller than their northern California cousins and are the smallest of all the sea lion species. They grow up to 5 to 8 feet, or 1.5 and 2.5 meters, and grow up to 50 to 250 kilograms, or 100 to 500 pounds. Although I did read some reports that there are large male sea lions that have grown up to 900 pounds. As in most pinniped species, males are larger than females. The males have thick muscular necks to help protect them during battles with other males to control breeding colonies. And rather than specific breeding beaches, a male will actually control a territory with up to 30 breeding females. The males will patrol the water, an area of water rather than a specific beach. Females and males mature around the age of 4 to 5. Females on average live for about 20 years, and males, typical for other pinniped species, live a few years less. Their lives are, because they do battle for control of territories, they tend to live shorter lives. These sea lions breed between May and January, which is the longest, very long breeding season, and this results in having pups around basically all year. Females will mate about 3 weeks after giving birth. Gestation is about 11 months, but they can also delay gestation by about 2 months, as in other pinniped species. The mom and pup form very close bonds. Let me go back. The mom and pup form very close bonds and use barks to help identify each other. The pup will remain close to its mother for about 5 months. At that point, the pup can start to fish, but interestingly, it will take up to 11 months for a pup to fully wean. This is similar to other sea lion species, but vastly different from some true seal species who wean their pups in 3 to 4 weeks. Like on Cape Cod, we have a gray seal, and it weans in about 4 weeks. Harbor seal, which is about the same, and some seal species actually wean within a couple of days, including the hooded seal. So sea lions pups stay around for a lot longer than their seal cousins. But the pups, even though they're weaned at 11 months, are not truly independent to up to 2 years of age. So they'll still hang around mom for up to 2 years of age. As you can see from this picture here, sea lions, this is a sea lion actually at a fish market. They don't get all their fish from fish markets. They mainly feed on sardines, but they have been filmed feeding on yellowfin tuna. They usually hunt close to shore, but will travel up to 15 kilometers a day to find their food. They hunt mostly during the day. Of course, a lot of their time is spent resting, as you see these sea lions here, resting on a dock. During El Nino years, when warmer, nutrient-poor waters replace the cool, nutrient-rich waters around the Galapagos, there are fewer sardines, and the sea lions have been found to dive for lanternfish and other species deeper down. These sea lions can dive down to 600 meters and stay submerged for up to 10 minutes, which is the deepest diving of all sea lion species. And interestingly, scientists have actually found differences, ecological, morphological, and genetic divergence between sea lions on the central part of the archipelago and sea lions in the western part of the archipelago. This is thought to be due in part to another seal species, the Galapagos fur seal, that lives on the western side. And so these two species have developed niche feeding, and as such, scientists believe they have actually genetically diverged, even in the small area, slightly. According to most of the information I actually read, the population estimate of these sea lions is between 20 and 50,000 individuals. But the IUCN, the International Union for Conservation of Nature, actually estimates their population at only 9 to 10,000 individuals. So I'm not sure which is the correct population estimate. The IUCN numbers come from 2015. And they say these sea lions, I keep saying seals, these sea lions are actually declining, and they are listed as endangered under the IUCN's red list. The animal's major predators, like other pinniped species, include large sharks and orcas. They are also susceptible to disease transmitted by wild dogs on the island, and of course to plastic pollution, as are many marine species today. They are however, most vulnerable to El Nino conditions, which cause collapse in the food resources they depend on. During these conditions, females won't mate, and they may abandon their young to search for food, since they'll have to spend longer times foraging and maybe travel further to find more food. And since their geographic range is small, these are not migratory animals. They will not leave the waters around the Galapagos. So during El Nino years, where the eastern Pacific warms greater than the western Pacific, this can be very detrimental to these species. And during large El Nino years, they've seen great declines in Galapagos sea lion species. Particularly vulnerable are the pups. Again, as I said, because the females will venture off further to find more food in a declining system. So as you can see from these pictures, you never know where you'll find a sea lion. It's pretty amazing to visit them down in the Galapagos to see them. You literally sometimes have to walk over them or walk around them to get places. And I'll just share this funny story with this last picture of the sea lion that you see here. I was in the island of Isabella in the Galapagos taking pictures, and I was taking pictures of a blue-footed booby, and two sea lions happened to swim about 30 meters away from me. I was actually on the land, and it was shallow. They swim quite close to the land, and one of them swam away, and then the other one stayed there and proceeded to put its flipper up like this, hold it up for about half a minute. It turned on its other side, put its flipper up on its other side, and did that again, and then eventually swam off. It was a pretty amazing experience. If you ever get to the Galapagos, I definitely recommend it as a place to go. It's quite amazing, and these animals are friendly and inquisitive and curious, and a real pleasure to see and to swim with. I had the pleasure with diving with them as well. So that is all for me today. So I'll close this out. And so thank you for joining us today. Cool marine animals I have seen. I will be back tomorrow with another cool marine animal. I hope everyone stays safe and healthy, and I will hope to, well, I don't see you, but hope you join me again tomorrow for another edition of Cool Marine Animals I Have Seen at 11. Thanks, and have a great day.